question.
Okay.
Tell us how your journey began.
Oh, how long is this show? You ain't got enough time. I'm trying to do it really quick. Uh,
Okay.
when I was in St. Pete,
Mm-hmm.
I tried to get in the music industry for a long time, and then eventually ended up here in Atlanta. And then
Mm-hmm.
when I landed in Atlanta, I was trying to sing and you say, "Hey, I sing, I sing, I sing," and nobody was hearing me. I went to conventions and stuff, nobody was hearing me. And I happened to mention to somebody that, hey, I had just got a little art degree, graphic arts. I went to school at P-Tech and I got a little graphic arts degree. And I
Right.
just mentioned to somebody, hey, I can do a T-shirt design or I can do a business card, logo or something. And
Mm-hmm.
people who weren't in our conversation started to butt in.
Oh, okay.
T-shirts? Can you do this? And a light bulb said, hey, they're not hearing me when I said I sing and I dance, but they want me to
Mm-hmm.
do graphics. So what I decided to do was get in the phone book. They had phone books back in that day, no Google.
Yeah.
And I called every record label in Atlanta, see if they had an art department. And
Mm-hmm.
basically only two had art department. That was LaFace Records and So So Def.
Okay.
Tried to get his LaFace Records. The guy he was nice, but I think he was kind of worried I might take his job. So he kept giving me these tasks. But So Def
Right.
had a female there, and I guess she thought I was kind of cute, so she let me come in. And I said,
Okay.
I'll work for free. I'm intern, and I'll clean your brushes. I'll do whatever.
Right.
And long story short, they ended up needing Jermaine Dupri needed a logo for a party he was doing, and I did that logo. And they paid me $500, and I got on their
Right.
radar. And then they had another project, and I did another logo for them. So and they paid me another $500. So I'm really on their radar. So
Mm-hmm.
she ends up quitting. They fell out. They end up quitting. And at that point, I was doing other freelance work. And
Mm-hmm.
Jermaine's father had called every Rod Patterson in the phone book till they found me and offered me her job.
What?
And that was kind of my introduction. So you never know. I got into graphic.
Wow.
So I
That is
ended up being their art director for about 5 years, and still good friends with his father and the whole camp. So
wow. That is so awesome. See, you never know where your beginnings will start. You have a bigger vision for something, but you never really know what route you're going to take to get to that place.
yeah,
So
and
now let me ask you a question. In terms of singing, how did you start out singing? Like, where did that come from? Like, can you give me some background about that?
oh, that's really simple. You see what I'm dressed like. Back in 1978, I had no interest in music whatsoever, but I ended up going to a Michael Jackson concert, and
Okay.
by the end of that concert,
You
I
look
wanted
just
to
like
sing,
him.
I wanted to sing and dance and do everything that Michael was doing. So
Okay.
I came home. I was like 13. I came home and I immediately started to scream in my room. And I sound like a bag of wet cats. My poor parents. Now I could dance. Now I could dance. My mom said, she said, "Bless your heart, Rod. Why don't you just concentrate on the dancing? Don't do the singing thing." But
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing after screaming for about 30 years how good you get. That's how it started. I was trying to sing Michael Jackson stuff. Ended up going to different groups. There's a group called One Soul, and
Okay.
actually we almost got a record. I almost got deals all along the way. Then with Troy's group, you need to show that one with Jador. Jador, that's what it was called. Yep.
Yes.
I'm gonna play the piano. Hey,
What's up?
oh, special guest before. Oh, pal.
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Oh my
Wow,
goodness.
what's up?
Hey guys.
Y'all surprised me. I'm gonna start
Hello everybody.
It's a reunion. So
Yeah, brother.
What helped you guys? What did you learn along the way all of these years to help to prepare you for where you are right now?
I'll go first.
Okay.
For me, self-confidence. When I was joking, when I said my mom said, "Rod, don't sing," and I never really believed I could sing. And group after group, I ended up being lead singer and all these things, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, they just doing it because we're friends, you know. But then I got with the Blues Doctors, and then they started playing my stuff on the radio, and they're doing this around. The people in the UK are requesting, and I'm starting to say, well, maybe I can sing. Maybe something right, because in your mind you you want to sound. You try to compare yourself to different things, but I'm starting to hear me, after my own technique, my own style, and accept me that I'm in my own little lane, and I think every group was essential. You know, every group, I got a little piece of something that I still use today. When I'm in the studio, I think about Eric and tone and making sure pitch and
Wow.
songwriting. Troy, we were in the studio singing a song. I forget what the name of that song. It was one
Don't
song.
Throw Our Love Away.
Don't Throw Our Love Away. And that one part, you were in the studio, and I don't remember. I remember the lights being dim. You were inside the booth. We couldn't see you. Somebody wanted the lights out. Couldn't see you. And you started singing that, and the hairs grew up on. And I realized then, when you write or when you sing a song, you put that feeling in it. That blew my mind. And just your guys' songwriting ability, pep, and all you got pep. You know, songwriting. I got all that from you guys.
I appreciate it, Rod.
So I'll snatch what I can and take it with me.
Good. That's good.
One thing that I admired about Rod is that his mind was always thinking. He was always in that creative mode. I don't know if y'all remember, Rod, when you and Eric beat us out in the what's that? The Ernest Givens talent show.
Oh, that's you talking about years.
Old time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Remember that, Pep?
Well, you know,
But we had a secret weapon. We had a secret weapon. That was Eric.
Nobody had a bass like me.
Yeah, and I think they said that y'all got it because you are more original. You know, you weren't afraid to step out, you know, and do your own thing, you know. So don't be afraid to take chances, learn your craft, and add to it. That's all I got to add to that.
Well, you said a lot. And one thing I want to add to what you just said, originality. Right now, I see a bunch of people copying.
Copycats, yeah.
Copycat, or if a certain sound is working with one person, everybody want to duplicate it.
Right.
What you're going to find moving forward in the music industry, anybody that's really original or different is just going to take off.
Right.
So young folks would be smart enough to say, hey, maybe I got to take a chance, just be different.
Right.
Right.
And find an audience for it.
I want to say the thing that I admire what Rod used to do, man, because me and Rod used to run into each other a lot of times, you know, trying to run into stars and meet them. And Rod would put himself in, you know, like almost like intern, and Rod would get jobs where he was around these type of people, you know, like the So Deaf thing. You know, he got in there and, you know, he was around, you know, Jermaine Dupri, Michael Malden, and a lot of times, you know, you can intern or get jobs and be in there. I think just what's her name, Jamila Monet. I think she was just mopping the floor or something and singing in a record company somewhere, and the dude liked her voice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes
she
you
was
got to
working
get
in
in
the right
place.
place at the right time.
Get in place and wait for an opportunity.
Put yourself in place.
Right. And Rob is so modest and humble, man. He got a star child that's been in movies.
Oh.
And Rob, you're so cool and humble about it, man. I admire that about you, man.
Oh man, I'm about the same old ride. Even when I was at So Deaf, man, I don't get hyped up on all that stuff, man. Especially with my people from St. Pete in Florida. That's why I always tell them, reach out to me. They'd be amazed how approachable I am, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I think we all here on this earth for a little bit of time, and nobody's better than anything. It's just how you did your choices.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing that separates us. Don't
Right.
make you better or me better. Just what choices you make.